Hello ladies and gentlemen, Xcentaur here and welcome back to another video. I hope all of you are doing well because I am as always, and in today's video, following the good video about the Emirates airline, we're going to rank the top 5 British Airways liveries on Infinite Flight. Now, it might be worth noting that there is a lot of liveries that British Airways have on Infinite Flight, and not all of them are going to be able to make the list, unfortunately, but there's a few good liveries that they have, so we'll have a look at them. And yeah, so the first one is the A380. These are in no particular order, by the way, but I think the A380 livery is a very good one on Infinite Flight, especially for the British Airways one. You can see it just looks cool. I think that's the easiest way to put it. It's a great aircraft in itself. Anyway, I'm actually currently flying it on the training server to Miami, as you probably all heard in my last video, because I'm recording them back to back. But yeah, so it's a really good looking livery. You can just look at it. I think the tail on the British Airways aircraft, it gives them that uniqueness. I think it's a bit like the Emirates one. It's just cool, and it just really states it. And the blue underbelly is really cool as well on the British Airways livery. I'm a big fan of British Airways on Infinite Flight. So yeah, so that's the first aircraft on the list. So on the A320 family, they all look pretty similar. You can see here they've got the A319, the A319, so the A318, A319, if we scroll enough, the A320, and then obviously we have the A321. Now, for some reason, well, I thought British Airways did operate the A350, but I might be wrong, but it's not on Infinite Flight here, unless I've forgotten the alphabet. And they also, I don't think they actually operate the A330. But of course, the A321 is on my list. Now, I've chosen this over, usually I go for an A320, but today I've just been thinking about the A321 Neo update coming, so I'm feeling the A321s today. And do you know what? It is a good livery, this really, isn't it? I think it's a really cool kind of longish body aircraft with small wings. It looks kind of funny with the small wings actually on the A321, doesn't it? It looks a bit weird. But yeah, I think this is a great aircraft on Infinite Flight. And I think the livery actually on the A321 really does complement the way British Airways have their aircraft. So yeah, so you can see here it just does look pretty cool, and we should actually take off any minute now. Will be quite nice. The second we can bring the gear up, I'm going to bring them up. Okay, oh, we're airborne. Barely airborne, but we're airborne. And this is what climbing at 100 feet a minute looks like, and we're going to crash. Or not. But yeah, so again, obviously, same livery as the A320, the A380, which we saw, but again, I think it looks really good on the A321, better than the other A320s we have here in Infinite Flight. Okay, so we then have the A380, so we covered that. So that's all the Airbus ones. They don't have an A220, as you can see, Bombardier do, but not British Airways. Now this next one is a rogue one. I was going to leave it to the end, but why not? We'll do it now, and that's the Comair livery. Now, I could be grossly mistaken, but I thought they only operate this in South Africa, but I might be wrong. But look at it, I think it's really cool. The split scimitar wingtips, I think this is actually one of the better British Airways liveries that are out there, really. It's really good, isn't it? In my opinion, I think it's great. I really like the wingtip there, so you can see the got the flag, the Union Jack on the wingtip, and I think that's just really cool. So hopefully we can then take off now. If I just increase the vertical speed, I'm thinking the aircraft will rotate naturally. There we go. Hopefully without a tail strike as well. We can bring up the gear. And yeah, so it's a really cool livery. Obviously same with the blue bottom, but again I think the wingtips having the Union Jack on it, they really do stand out. So it's a really cool airline there. And okay, so I just think it's probably the best in my opinion. Definitely biased, but it's probably the best one they have. So the next one we're going to move down to, so they got the 747. it's on the 400. This again is in my list for one of the best liveries. Now obviously I'm biased because this here is it's the 747. It's a really famous aircraft, but of course you got the red and blue there, and it just really sort of covers the hump of the aircraft really well, and it's got the British Airways. So I think it could look a bit better, but it doesn't matter. It's on the 747, the Queen of the Skies. It does not matter at the end of the day. This aircraft is phenomenal, a world-renowned aircraft. You know, you can recognise it almost anywhere you go in the world. You can recognise a Boeing 747 just because of it's just the way it looks. It's so unique. You can't miss it, and I think it looks good on the 747 on the British Airways livery. You know, it looks a bit worn and torn, but that's obviously detail from Infinite Flight on purpose. You know, it goes really quick apparently, and it doesn't want to rotate. There we go, so we're now airborne. But it's a great livery. It looks really cool, and I think the blue is a little bit darker by the looks of it on here than it is on its other Boeing companions, but that's fine, the other counterparts. But it is a good livery, in my opinion. So yeah, definitely top 5, which does leave one other livery, but there are a few others left. Now I don't think they have a CRJ. Oh, they do. Sorry, my bad. They do have a CRJ. Not too fond of that one. It looks cool on the back. It is cool. It's an underrated livery. They do have an E190 on their City Flyer livery. It looks very cool. They do have an old livery on here, but I feel like we need to do like an old livery on the McDonnell Douglas in itself for a video, but that is a cool livery. They don't have the Dash 8, obviously we've gone over the CRJs, but they do have the 787. So they got the 787-10, and that they got the Dash 9. They don't have the Dash 8. Sorry, they don't have a freight, but they do have a 300, the 777. They don't have the 200, but they do have the 200 ER. So this was a tough call. So the 5th spot I gave to the 787-9. Now I think this one, it was between this and the 200, which is that one, but I think it does look slightly better on the Dash 9. It's a really close one, but I think maybe it does look better on the 777. But I'm going to give benefit of the doubt to the 787 today. So it's a Boeing win, and I think it just looks really cool. I think the engines are pretty cool as well, and I think maybe it's not a more popular aircraft on Infinite Flight, but you know, we're not about having the popular opinion all the time here, and a lot of people will be disagreeing in the comments as per, but there's no issue with that. So I think the aircraft here, the 787, is a great livery on the British Airways. I think it does look slightly better than the 777, definitely maybe the 300 version, maybe not the 200, but I think it's a good aircraft. I think also the CRJ maybe deserved the spot in our top 5 list. Have gone just for the Airbus and Boeing once again, but okay, maybe again we deserve a separate video for CRJs alone and ERJs alone, because those aircraft do tend to get forgotten quite easily by people who play Infinite Flight. I feel like just aviation in general, a lot of people do tend to forget that Boeing and Airbus aren't the only 2 aircraft makers in the world. But yeah, so it looks good. It's a great livery. It's just short final, and just use an automatic approach because we don't. Oh, we're gonna crash, aren't we? Oh, okay. Well, that was a safe landing. There we go, guys. Welcome to Manchester. But yeah, so I think those aircraft a bit underrated, but okay, they deserve it in my opinion. So if you guys do agree, let me know down below, and if you guys would like another video covering another airline, maybe we'll have to look for maybe Air France, you know, or do perhaps United or American or Delta for one of these. Let me know down below. But yeah, if you guys enjoy, please do like and subscribe, and hopefully if we hit 15 likes, I'll do it for another airline. I'll see you again. Good night.